So, with your music being so organic, because you're such a DIY kind of guy, and like it
Yeah.
drives everything you do, it's organically you, and everything's true to your roots of what you do. With everything that being said, how do you maintain the creativity and find the new ideas when composing your music? Like, what drives you exactly to being self-sufficient and just influencing your growth as an artist that way? Does it come from like feedback from people? Is it just your inspirations and influence from others? Like, how do you maintain that creativity that you have from when you're yourself and to just continually do it just by yourself?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, I kind of realized this recently. Like, I've had the same daily routine since I was like 10. I do, I wake up, I make something, whether that's like music. Lately, I've been getting to like woodworking, and like some like electronic stuff. I watch a bunch of YouTube, which is usually like learning how to do something on YouTube. I'm always like watching people like build houses and stuff.
Tutorial after tutorial, and just
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. Like that's kind of like my daily routine.
It's the algorithm for you right there.
Yeah, and so I don't like I don't struggle with writer's block. I like if I sat down, I'm pretty confident like for the most part I can make a catchy song pretty much every day. But I think like why would that song need to exist? Like there's so much music out there and there's so many things out there that are like catchy at this point, and AI can write catchy songs.
Yeah, it can,
There's like
unfortunately, but yeah.
there's like a human element to things that really matter, and I think that's what makes songs special. And I think people can like feel it when something was created by someone, and so I try to be as like intentional with what I'm doing as possible and like know why I'm doing it. That's like the emotional side of things. And then with doing it alone, I grew up in a small town in Texas, and I was like the only person that like cared about bands in general. Like no one even like really would have been doing like what you do, where it's like, caring about music and like thinking that it matters at all.
Did
So
you
like
have any specific bands that you were like, I like this band, and everyone else is just like,
yeah.
nah, not us. We're a top. Was it like a top 40 town? Like where that's all you heard was like the biggest hits, or and you were out listening to everybody else, or what was it?
Maybe it was like top 40, but I don't even remember just like music. Like I remember one of my best friends, he was like, I don't like music. Like he just didn't even like me. He didn't even like listening to it. And I was like, how does that make any sense?
I got
Uh,
disassociate right after that. Like I'd be like, I don't know how long this friendship's gonna last,
yeah.
but
Yeah, but I think it was like a lot of country music maybe. But yeah, I just like grew up doing it by myself, and that made the most sense to me. I also thought that's how it worked for a lot of people. Like I thought when I was listening to music, I was thinking like, the lead singer of this band had to have had a say with, how the drums were mixed or like how all these things. And I didn't realize how not true that was. But that's just how I've approached things. And I don't know, it's just worked so far.
well then
Yeah.
what's sorry to cut you off. Then what gravitated you to continue to pursue music as a career then? Because coming from a very unmusical small town, I would assume, if you're just in this area that not a lot of people have any interest into showing about how much they love music, what exactly had you think that, oh, because that's a hard battle to go against. You're pretty much going up a mountain, it sounds like, by
Hmm.
yourself, where everyone's trying to be like, making music just doesn't really happen for us over here. So
Hmm.
what exactly like drove your passion and just pretty much kept supplementing your drive of what you wanted to do in a music career and become an artist then? Because that sounds like a hard battle to go through when
Hmm.
everyone in town saying that music is just a thing that nobody does here. And then here you are, this small town kid who's like, actually, I'm going to make it what I would do is my whole entire life.
Yeah, I mean, like, I love, like, for whatever reason, I just love making music. And, like, that's all I've ever done. And it's all I've ever wanted to do was just make music. It's like how I process my emotions. Like, it's totally what I would be doing every day, even if it weren't, my career.
Yeah, like if
And
everything paid the same, you'd still do exactly
yeah,
what you're doing.
yeah. And originally, like my goals for how far it would go and like how much I would do were very like pretty conservative and like humble. Like my main goal was there's a festival in Austin called ACL, And there was the smallest stage was called the BMI stage. And I was like, if I play that, like that was my one goal. I was like, if I play that, then I'm good to go. And then after Fuzzy Brain had been released and I was still in college, like I played it. And so genuinely from that point on, I've just kind of been like seeing what happens and like rolling with it. But like I never really set out necessarily to like have it be what it is now.